Welcome to the Knakal News Network. The Knakal News Network is brought to you by Massey Knakal Realty Services, New York's #1 building sales firm.
Hi, I'm John Hageman, Sales Team Manager for Massey Knakal. Welcome to the Knakal News Network. Today I'm here with Chairman Bob Knakal. Bob, tell us a little bit about what the factors are that are driving value.
Well, there are several things that keep exerting upward pressure on property values. The first is the overwhelming demand that exists in the marketplace. Interest rates clearly are a big factor also. If we look at the relationship between capitalization rates and interest rates over the long term, we see that those two are very highly correlated. And so with lower interest rates, we see lower cap rates, which exerts upward pressure on value.
Bob, you mentioned cap rates. Can cap rates go any lower?
Well, a lot of people think there's no way cap rates can go lower, but yet I'm reminded of when we had cap rates that actually were below lending rates. Those were periods of negative leverage. And we haven't seen that yet. Cap rates today, as low as they are, remain above lending rates. So could they compress further? Unbelievably, yes, they could.
So we talked about some of this overwhelming demand. Why are so many people looking at real estate today?
I think real estate, and it's particularly commercial real estate, is viewed as a much more popular asset class than it had been in the past. I mean, if we go way back into the 1960s and 1970s, real estate was kind of a cowboy's market. You were a gunslinger if you were buying real estate. I think today, real estate investments are much more Main Street.
Bob, one of the things we've been seeing is individuals buying property for the first time in New York. Is that a new phenomenon to you?
I think that if you look at what has happened with economies and political regimes around the globe, folks who have a tremendous amount of wealth want to diversify that wealth. Buying something in the U.S. which is perceived to be relatively politically stable, relatively economically stable, is something that they're attracted to. And so these first-time buyers have made a significant impact on the marketplace. So today, investments in New York City real estate are the equivalent of what Swiss bank accounts have been for the past many decades to the rich around the world.
Bob, lastly, we hear about all these first-time buyers all the time in the press, but how prevalent are they really in the transactions that you're doing?
Hags, these first-time buyers are all over the marketplace, and there are a number of reasons for that. One is that there are so many new first-time buyers coming into the market, and another dynamic that's going on in the marketplace is that investors who were typically buying one type of property, in other words, investors who would only buy multifamily, are now saying, look, I'm so disenchanted with the yields I'm getting on multifamily, I'm going to buy a couple of office buildings. And so people are buying assets outside of the product type that they historically have purchased. And so today, it's important to go out to the widest audience possible because people are buying properties that you would never expect them to buy.
So based on all these factors, it seems like value's only going to continue to go up.
Well, it appears that way, and when you think that values can only go up, that's usually a sign that things are about to turn. But with the exception of having significant interest rate increases or some type of political policy disruption, it appears that we're on a course to have values continue to rise into the foreseeable future. In summary, there are several factors why values are rising in New York City and will continue to do so. Excessive demand, low interest rates, and many first-time buyers from around the country and around the world are continuing to exert upward pressure on property values. Without a significant rise in interest rates or political policy that could derail this market, we expect values to continue to rise.
Thank you for joining us today. Tune in next week for another installment on the Knakal News Network.